What is a joke? Performance? A little escapism? A personal memory? Maybe it means more. In ordinary situation, there's actually anything but. People always think all you need for a good joke is a decent setup. This isn't true. What really makes a good joke? Good storyteller, the right timing, and of course, the punchline. Sorry, I should have knocked. I just thought by now you'd let me in.
Geez, kid, I've told you before, I don't care. You're late. Just sit down before you waste any more of my time.
I'm just glad you let me in, to be honest. I didn't think you'd let me back in the door.
Yeah, well, before you start hugging me, let's just get one thing straight. It wasn't my idea to let you back in here. In fact, I had no choice. So right now you've got 4 minutes and 29 seconds to impress me.
Well, I guess I have to come in here and explain a few things, because this situation is looking incredibly dodgy. The man sitting across the desk from myself is the assistant manager of the best stand-up comedy club in town. All comedic talent in the country has started from here, and somehow made it past him. I'm not sure who the smartass was who made the only man without a sense of humour in charge of screening up-and-coming comedians, but I bet he's laughing his ass off now. Hopeful funny men have 5 minutes to audition with the boss to tell their best joke, then they're in or they're out. But hey, this isn't the first time we've met. So this is guy, and well, he's more of a man really. He's middle-aged, and he's just walking down the street, and he sees like it's a bar. It's a bar, and he looks at the bar and he thinks, man, I'm pretty thirsty, so I guess I'll get a drink. And so he opens the door, and he walks into the bar, the bar is it's empty. So he sort of walks straight up to the counter, and he takes a seat at one of the bar stools on the counter, and he sits there, and the bartender, he comes up to the man, and he says, he says, would you like a drink? Needless to say, my first audition didn't go so well, but I'll be damned if that stopped me. But first I polished up my act, of course, like a midget at a urinal. I was going to have to stay on my toes. Okay, so this man, and he goes into the bar, and he goes to the bartender. He goes, okay, man, please, you have to help me. I think I'm a moth. And then, the bartender says, well, it's sad to hear that, but I'm afraid, why would you come to me? This sounds more like a job for a psychiatrist. And the man says, well, your light was on outside. Not my best work, I'll admit. Clearly I was going to have to lift my game. Oh god, I forgot about the awkward eye twitching. Did you hear about the midget that got pickpocketed? How could anyone stoop so low? Okay, so this horse walks into this bar, and the bartender says, why the long face? Okay, a man walks into a bar with an alligator under his arm, and they head into the bar, they sit down, but the bartender says, what do you think you're doing? You can't bring an alligator into my bar, it's dangerous. But the man says, well, what do you want me to do with it? And the bartender says, I don't care, take it to the zoo or something. Just get out of my bar. The man says, oh, okay. So they head off, but the next night, the man comes in with the same alligator. The bartender says, what do you think you're doing? I thought I told you to take it to the zoo. And the man says, well, yeah, I did. He loved it. Tomorrow we're going to the movies. Well, that's the 5 worst experiences I've had, but sadly not all of them. I was nearly at my wit's end, but I thought I had to give it one last shot. As they say, it's not over till the fat lady sings. Man walks into a bar, takes a seat, a bowl of nuts on the counter says, "I really like your hair tonight, mate." The guy says, "Well, okay, thanks, I guess." The next night, man walks into a bar, takes a seat, the bowl of nuts on the counter says, "I really like that shirt you're wearing." And he says, "Well, thanks, I suppose." Next night, man walks into a bar, takes a seat, the bowl of nuts on the counter says, "I just really like you as a person, mate." And he says, "Okay, that's it. Bartender, come here. Every night I come in here, this bowl of nuts says something nice about me. What's happening?" And the bartender says, "Oh, those nuts. Oh, they're complimentary." Tell the fat lady she's on in 5. At this point, I was feeling worse than ever. I could tell you exactly why the long face. I'd racked my brains for hours, days, hell, weeks. Every joke just seems worse than the last. All I could picture is the face of the boss, judging me, mocking me. I was doomed to never realise my dream of performing stand-up in front of a sellout crowd who all came to see me. Nobody wants to see an unfunny comedian. It reminds me of a joke. Bad joke. What's the point of knowing all these bloody jokes anyway if not one of them's any good? What is a joke anyway? A little life story gone wrong? A play on words?
Well, this must be a record. Twice in 24 hours. You must be desperate, kid. Don't you ever learn?
Just shut up and listen, alright? A man walks into a bar,